Hi, I'm Paul Taro Schmidt from Handcrafted Audio, and today I would like to introduce you to our newest sample library, the Handcrafted piano. What's really magical about this piano sample library is that each note is recorded with such care that you really hear the agency behind each note and the direction. So I could just play any chord here and just listen to it because it sounds just so lively. That's how it sounds. Now let's look at the GUI. Here on the main page, we see two sliders at the bottom. The top slider controls the room, so how close and how far we hear the piano. So on the very top, at the very top, we hear it very close. And as I push the slider down, we hear it further and further away. Then the bottom slider controls the amount of felt the piano has. So when it's at maximum, there's almost no felt. And if you go towards the down, you get more and more felt. What's really, really cool is that when it's all the way down, the felt is so intense that you start to hear less and less pitch and it becomes almost pure percussion. And if you do it very quickly, you get interesting sounds. And if you've noticed, right in the middle, you see a little circle. And this circle represents the shape of the sound based on the two sliders. So if I start playing around these two, you see the shape changing. And if I play with it, now, you could go into the microphone tab on the top right and see that you could control each individual microphones the way you want to. By clicking on the name, you could turn it off. And each one has a slider that you could control the sound with. So for example, if I turn down the microphones and only have the reverb, it sounds like this. What's really cool is that the reverbs are outboard reverbs, the lexicon and the quantec. And here you could control each one. And the reverb dark. Beautiful. Then on the settings tab on the top right, you have even more control. You have 6 different controls. I'll go through each one of them. The dynamic range is self-explanatory. It controls the range of dynamics of each individual notes. Then the tightness is interesting. If you have a performance of another instrument that you want to then use on the piano, but it sounds a bit too quantized because of the MIDI, this controls the humanization. Then the resonance. The resonance controls the volume of the sustained strings of the piano. So, for example, if I have all the way down, play 2 notes, for example, these 2, and then push the sustain pedal down, you don't hear anything because it's all the way down. But if I do the same thing when the slider's all the way up, it sounds like this. Then the release. The release is the sound of the release of each individual notes, which is also very self-explanatory. When it's all the way up, and then when it's all the way down, cool. Then the hammers. The hammer controls the volume of the release of each individual notes of each individual hammers. So if I have it all the way up, you hear the hammers very clearly. And if you have it all the way down, you don't hear it at all. Then my favorite one is interference. In live, each note interacts with each other, especially on the piano. If you play a chord, each note of the chord wants to live together with the other notes. The problem with a lot of sample libraries is that they only record each individual notes, so you could play each individual notes. But the problem is that when you play together, they don't interact because you're just playing 2 different samples that have nothing to do with each other. And what's really interesting with this one is that the more you put it up, the more each note starts to interfere with each other. So, for example, if I have the slider all the way down and play 2 notes, they don't interfere at all. And if you put it all the way up, as an example, you start to hear a very intense beating. And if you have it on default setting, you almost feel the beating. And if I play a very complex chord like this one, you really feel each note interacting with each other. Thank you very much, and hope to see you soon.